Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is the join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that.
Well, the case of the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu's body still continues in South Africa. And as things progress, more information keeps surfacing with regard to the number of heads of state that reached out to both the Zambian government and the Lungu family in South Africa to find a solution to the impasse. But this is the initial delegation that was sent to South Africa when that first agreement between the Lungu family and the Zambian government was reached, and we're just waiting for the body to be repatriated. And the person that was leading this delegation is former Republican Vice President Enoch Kavindere, the man that you see right standing next to Mulamba Himbe and Patrick, Secretary to the Cabinet there. So he reviewed some information just a couple of hours ago with regard to some of the people that were involved in the negotiations and some of the conditions that were given. So this is what has been reviewed by Enoch Kavindere. So he says, some regional presidents, meaning presidents from SADC, some regional presidents want Lungu family cases dropped in exchange for body Kavindere. So he says former Vice President Enoch Kavindere has revealed that some regional presidents suggested the Zambian government drop cases against former President Edgar Lungu's family in exchange for the repatriation of his remains. And Kavindere says the Zambian delegation achieved its mission in South Africa, but was left in the dark as to why the body could not be repatriated. And it's from that engagement that he reviewed to say there were some regional presidents that had negotiated to have the cases against, as you may be aware, former First Lady Esther Lungu, Tesila Lungu, Daliso Lungu, and Chieso. Those are children, the First Lady and then children to the late president. They've got a number of cases in court. So he has not reviewed which president reviewed that information, but so far we are aware of some presidents that had engaged government, but as to who particularly requested that the cases be dropped, Kavindere has not reviewed that information. He just said some regional presidents, so he just left it open to say that was up for negotiation. But from what Makebi Zulu, as a family spokesperson, said so far, he said from the family's point of view, they never put up that condition to say the cases were part of the conditions to have the remains of Edgar Chagwa Lungu brought back to Zambia. So from the family's point of view, they will still stand on that. But you can see the news is making rounds on social media, people having their 2 cents on it. And you can see there, Don't Back Down FDD edges former President Lungu's family, credit to the mass newspaper. So some people are saying the family should not break, they should stand their ground. And obviously, the conversation with regard to Professor Lungu Nkandlu, as you may be aware, she was the running mate to Edgar Chagwa Lungu in the 2021 general elections. So this came up to say, Laura was asking to say, I wonder if it has crossed Professor Nkandlu's mind that had 2021 gone differently, she would be president right now. So she's asking to say, Laura is just wondering to say, is as Professor Nkandlu thought of it to say, let's say Edgar Chagwa Lungu had won the 2021 elections and this situation plays out, let's say he dies as a sitting head of state. Is she aware that she would be current sitting Republican president? To which George Mutonga responds to that thought and he says, I would be of a thought that had he won, he would have received proper medical care faster and accurately. So I do not think he would have passed away. So that argument continues to say Edgar Chagalungu received the medical attention that he needed on time, probably he'll still be alive. Obviously, different sides of the story play out. And then Kasamba Stera there, Mudenda responds to say, when the time is ripe, the buck stops. Life is no more. That is exactly what happened. No more, no stressing the country over the health of a person. Whether he was president or not, the fact that if it was time for him to die, he would have died anyway. But on the other hand, one of Edgar Chagwalungu's daughters, as you may be aware, Tesila Lungu is the Chawama member of parliament right now, but she's been absent from her seat, obviously during the duration of this funeral, and even before when she was on maternity leave. So one of her seat was brought up in Parliament earlier on. One of the members of Parliament brought it up. So here, as reported by Manuel Mwamba, it says Zambezi East member of Parliament Brian Kavita wants Tesila Lungu to lose her Chawama seat. So the Zambezi East member of Parliament was simply arguing to say the Chawama people need representation. Pretty much, he demanded that the Speaker for the National Assembly carries out a verdict whether her seat will be nullified or she continues to sit as member of Parliament. But as things stand, her father has not been put to rest. That's another argument people are putting across to say she's sent her at that funeral. So whether her father is going to be put to rest in South Africa or in Zambia, until that funeral happens, you cannot hold her accountable to say she's absconding from Parliament. But his argument was that, as you may be aware, should have been last week, when one of the documents from the court case that is proceeding in South Africa made circulation, where the former First Lady Esther Lungu was arguing to say she has no interest of coming back to Zambia, including her children. So if based off that argument, you're saying to say if the family has no interest of coming back to Zambia, then that seat should be nullified. Pretty much that's the argument he was putting across. Mano Mamba rebuttals and says, considering that the funeral has not ended, seat cannot be nullified. Just a conversation continued. And then Mao Sampa, material member of parliament, also weighed in, saying, President Hakainde Hichilema said he's not doing hard work or traveling out of Lusaka because still mourning Edgar Chagalungu until he is buried. Meanwhile, UPND member of parliament, Brian Kabita, expects Edgar Chagalungu's daughter, Honorable Tasila, to report for work before her father is buried, and then he laughs it out loud to say, what sort of reasoning is this? Considering Tasila is very central at this burial or funeral, how do you expect her to report for work when probably she had asked for permission for her to be excused until the burial happens? And considering the burial has not happened, what argument is that? So anyway, the speaker said she's going to give verdict. We wait and see what verdict will come from that. But those are the two sides of that argument with regard to Tesila Lungu's seat in Chawama as member of parliament, whether it's going to be nullified or she still maintains as member of parliament. On the other hand, Faith Musonda, as you may be aware, she had gone to community house at the residence of the sitting president, Edgar Chagwa, Hakainde Hichilema. She went there, it's reported that 24 hours to 01, she was pretty much arrested and she's been in police custody for a while. And this is the news. The Lusaka Magistrate Court has granted Faith Musonda 100,000 bail pending trial on recognizance with two working sureties after pleading not guilty to the charge of idle and disorderly persons. The trial commences on 21st July 2025. So she's finally been given bail. That's Faith Musonda, and the case has moved. Initially, the state wanted to charge her with espionage, but it has been moved just pretty much idle standing, which is shishita. People are having a field day with that, but this is what happened at court. Just stand by. So that's what happened at court earlier on. Faith Msonda has been given in bail with 100,000 kwacha. And then people are just saying, how much is Shishita there? Just wondering. I've been a few days. On the other hand, Nkana Member of Parliament, Binwa Mpundu, has been charged with some cases. So it was earlier on reported, according to him, he posted there, where he posted with his niece, and then she was asking me to say, at uncle, do I also have a Chimutwe? I told her that no, she does not have a Chimutwe, but she has a Kamutwe, Honorable Nkonde. I hope this will not be treason. Emilandu Hiabakuru, Avena Captain Solo, Angula Avena Mwambalu Chembe. So there were news circulations that were going around to say Bin Wampund was about to be charged with treason for a while. So that's what he was referring to. Say, I mean, those are cases for big people like Mwambalu Chembe and Captain Solo. So as he was waiting for his charge, and then Emmanuel Mwamba had access to some document and he posted it. Emmanuel Mwamba says, no treason. Bino Mwampudu will be charged with seditious practice, says National Prosecution Authority. And then those documents there. So he's yet to confirm if those documents have been served to him, and he appears in court. And then, according to news diggers, I hope UPND stays in power forever. No one will accept them back in society. So former Patriotic Front Secretary General Davis Mwira says he prays that the United Party for National Development, UPND, continues to in power because no one is willing to accept them back in society with the way they are treating Zambians. Responding to Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mota's statement that President Hichilema had delivered Zambians pretty much was like the Moses of our time, according to that statement. So Davis Mwira's statement there you can see, and then UPND, a bad student of history, Hari Kalaba there, and then what else is here? We will hold a convention after Lungu's burial. So according to the Patriotic Front, Patriotic Front Deputy Secretary General Brenda Nyirenda says the party will hold its convention immediately after the burial of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, responding to remarks by former Patriotic Front Central Committee member Charles Kakoma, who recently said the opposition will remain fragmented until 2026. Nyirenda said, wait, the PF will go to a convention. Let's wait and see how that plays out. ECZ ban PF regalia as illegal. So the decision by the Electoral Commission of Zambia to ban the use of Patriotic Front regalia in full parliamentary by-elections campaign is illegal and unconstitutional, Christian Churches Monitoring Group has said. And then Given Winter said they is going to wear the PF regalia regardless. That cannot be the argument for ECZ. What else is in the news here? Brian Muchima. As you may be aware, there are some scandals that are happening at the Ministry of Health, and then it's been reported. So Minister of Health, Elijah Muchima, has cautioned media houses against publishing findings from the ZAMSA forensic audit before investigations are done, stating that doing so could preempt investigations and allow clever thieves to destroy evidence. Earlier this week, the news diggers reported that a forensic audit into suspected drug beverage conducted reviewed a certain amount of drugs that were, in fact, that were bought without negotiation there. So that's what he was responding to. Obviously, State House responded to say whoever is involved is going to pay for that. Drug supply saga continues. Tomorrow, addition ZAMSA employee board members who own pharmacies couldn't declare interest. So that's another side of the story. While bishops of the Catholic Church are convening to plan for the nation, that's pretty much from all dioceses around the country there. So those are images coming from Kapingira Guest House in Kablonga, where they are meeting from. This is what was being referred to. The ZAMSA awarded a 16 million contract to an unregistered supplier audit reviews. So that's what the minister was saying, don't review such information until investigation concluded. To which people are just saying, no, just publish the information. That can't be the grounds for not informing the general public. Those are images from the meeting of the Catholic bishops. And I reserve comments to where it matters. Ex-ZAMSA Director General, he says, no, he's not going to say anything until probably in court or something. So more information is going to be revealed from that. That's from the Archbishop's meeting. ZAMSA scandal continues. What else is here? Faith so there no espionage anymore. You have no immunity. Multi risks future persecution. Defying Concord warns given winder. So with regard to the Bill 7 there, obviously, and pretty much that's what's in the news. And that's the news, ladies and gentlemen.